City said, nope, can't do it. We don't have the budget for it. So what did we do? We moved forward, took more money out of residents' pockets to pay for power washing by a guy by the name of Pet Butler. Goes there during our high traffic times and high traffic areas and cleans up people's dog poop. And I love dogs. Sometimes the people drive me crazy. We can't, throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's not the dog's fault, it's the owner's. But first and foremost, we must enforce the rules we have in the city of Newport Beach before we go on and take on more property. I think this is a county issue, and we should stay out of it. Thank you very much.
My name is Dave Mercier. I'm a resident of Santa Ana. Lived in Newport for about 10 years before that and grew up in Huntington Beach. To echo a few points here, one of the questions I thought about when I first heard this was, what's the highest and best use for this area? I'm a professional engineer focused on water quality. I hear people wonder, are there people wanting to use this location but they're scared off by the dogs? If anything, I think that would be a horrible idea. This is not a place you want people in the water. Urban runoff coming in right here is the last thing you want kids in. Anytime I see little babies and parents are putting them in there, this is the perfect place for our dogs to be playing because it's not the right part of the beach for everybody else. It really comes down to responsible dog ownership. I'm sure there's a few bad seeds out there. Most of the people here are more likely to pick up somebody else's dog poop who left it behind than to let their dog leave it there. So I encourage you to think about the legacy and the history here. I grew up coming down here with my family. This was always known as Sam's Beach for me. It's now Sandy's Beach for me and my family. And would encourage you to not go into that memorandum of understanding and leave things the way they are. Thanks.
Good evening, my name is Tamara Godfrey. I live in Huntington Beach. I live 4 miles from the jetty and frequent that with our family and our friends. And I'm here to talk about the community that is there. We live in a time where strangers are next door to you and they pull into their garage and you don't even know what they look like. But this group of people here, I don't know many, but if we all were at Dog Beach, I'm pretty sure I would have a lot of people to talk to. Not only are the dogs having a great time, we have a sense of community, and we're not strangers, and we would give each other a poop bath. I want to just say how important it is, as human beings, to bring our dogs that we love, but to also have a community with other people who have something in common with us. And that would be our dogs and one another. And I could go outside today and make new friends just because most of us probably don't come to meetings like this. We come because we are a sense of community, and I urge you to please respect that and let us play and meet one another. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. My name is Tiffany Wong, and I have been a resident of Irvine since 2011. I'm here today with my husband to support the continuation of the Dog Beach and to leave the beach as is. I have read the memorandum, and I personally have not seen any of the violations that was stated therein. In fact, as a dog owner and as the dog owners around, we have been very diligent in picking up our dog's waste and, keeping track of our dog's actions because we don't want our privilege to be taken away. Moreover, by keeping this beach as is, we are actually helping the local businesses. I go to Big Belly Deli before I go to the Dog Beach. We're paying for parking, and we're saving police resources. So as such, I am respectfully asking the Commission to leave the Dog Beach as is. Thank you.
Thank
you. Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Anna Milosevic. I live in Huntington Beach. I back up to the river jetty. So I bike my 3 dogs 2 to 3 times a week. I take the bike trail, so I don't contribute to the parking issue. But I'm pretty sure if you look anywhere along the coastline, parking is an issue. And when's the last time you've seen a dog drive a car? I'm also an engineer, so I do want to take a logical approach to this matter. When we are evaluating a speed limit, we take the 85th percentile speed. so that 15% of the drivers or motorists are actually violating that. So clearly, this curfew is causing, I guess, 100% of the dog owners to be violators because they're taking them off leash. Another thing I would like to talk about is the signage issue. The signs contradict the laws as stated. We saw that in the slide. The boundary is also not very well defined. There are natural barriers here, which is also why this is ideal for Dog Beach. You know, when you're training your dog or you have a puppy like myself, it's actually really convenient and puts you at ease because there are natural barriers. My dog can't climb up cliffs, and those are there. Another thing is health problems. So this is water runoff at the end of the watershed. So people do not like to swim there. Dogs don't seem to mind, and they love it. And there's no waves. Dogs love it. It's also a great place. I just trained 2 puppies to go swimming, and it's because of this kind of conditions. There's little ponds, there's little puddles, and dogs aren't so scared, and they learn to swim and socialize in this environment. We want to socialize dogs. If we want dogs that do not bite and are friendly with people and great with other dogs, we need to keep these beaches because they are so limited, and this is the ideal place for dog beaches, or for dogs to be trained to socialize and to interact well with people, including children. I see little children running around. They certainly aren't afraid of dogs, and neither are their parents. These dogs aren't going to run up and hurt people because they are simply happy, having fun at Disneyland. When's the last time you saw a child find another child at Disneyland because they're having too much fun? They're exhausted. My dogs come home and they can't even eat their food. I've seen my dog sleeping for 3 hours next to her favorite treat and absolutely not touch it because she's so exhausted. These dogs need this, they deserve this, and so do their owners, because I wouldn't go to to a beach without my dog. I would never go because it's not about me, it's about them. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Scott Harlan. I've been a resident of Irvine for the last 5 years, and my wife and I, we got our first dog in 2011, our second dog in 2013. I believe it was in 2013 that we first heard about the little dog beach near the river jetties. And we were walking in Corona Del Mar, and a resident right along the sidewalk there with a dog saw us, and we just struck up a conversation with our dogs on leash, and she told me about it. So we went there the next Sunday, and it was just amazing. We had such a good time. Our dogs just thoroughly enjoyed it. There were so many people out there, and there were so many dogs in the area, and all the dogs were having fun. Everybody was looking out for, when dogs went to the bathroom. It's like some of the other people said, if a dog goes to the bathroom out there and someone doesn't have a bag, someone gives another person a bag or just goes and picks it up for themselves, because we just really appreciate that opportunity to take our dogs to the area. And then another thing is, we come from Irvine, which isn't too far away, and we pay for parking, and we contribute to the local community around the area. Like my wife was saying, we go to some of the local businesses for breakfast, like on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning, or lunch if we go further in the afternoon. We pay for parking every time we go. If there's some slots available, which there usually isn't, we'll take that. But there's the pay for parking there, and we do it every time. I would just stress the importance of keeping this this little area for the dogs and for the people around the area, because I know how useful it is for the community. And I would just urge the commission not to go forward with the memorandum. And then also, I would strongly urge the commission to make whatever recommendations that, after seeing everyone here presenting, that the community would actually like this portion of the beach to be an official dog beach, and to, in turn, take this opportunity to get more involved on the flip side, and trying to get this to be an official dog beach, and working with the county in making that happen. I think that's very important. So thank you very much for allowing me to speak tonight.
3 dogs at home. One's a full-grown adult, and we have 2 puppies. And I can't stress the importance of socializing with your dogs. And I love coming to this beach because they get to meet with different types of dogs, different types of people, and you know, we have such a great community here, and we take action. So for me, if I see somebody that's not going to clean up after their dog, I'm going to let them know. You know, you need to take responsibility. So that being said, you know, this is a gem. This is a little place for us to go and, you know, spend time with our puppies. They get locked up in the house sometimes all day, and they need to just go out and have fun. And I just really want to reiterate, and I can't stress the importance enough of just leaving this place alone. You know, just let us take control of this little area and let us make the changes that need to be. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Till Bolak, and I'm a resident of Irvine. I'm a dog owner whose dog is too old to enjoy the beach, but my neighbor Teresa has a very active dog, and she told me all about this as we were visiting the beach. And I was having a blast just watching the dogs swim like my lad used to be able to, right? I was actually a temporary resident up here in Newport Beach. I used to work over here in Fashion Island. A very kind, wise, older woman named Jerry Malley, who was a longtime resident of Newport Beach, raised her children here, very successful children. I believe her daughter still is a Balboa resident. And she had a very good philosophy about people. In fact, her health was failing, and she would go here to Newport Beach doctors, and her first question was not, are you going to be able to cure me? But it was, do you own a dog? And if they said yes, she knew that that was going to be a person who would care for her, because dog people care about each other, they care about their animals, they care about their community, and we're obviously all very passionate about our pets and where we live, the beauty of where we live. So thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tim Hamilton. I'm a resident of Balboa Island. I've lived in Orange County for the last 32 years. I found out today that San Diego, County of San Diego, allows dogs on their beaches, both on leash and off leash. And it seems to me now kind of strange that here we are debating what we should do with a tiny piece of beach in Newport Beach. And it seems a terrible waste of time to ask valuable police officers to be, frankly, punishing residents who are just having a good time with their dogs. I think it's confusing that we don't know how many people we're actually battling against. I think the city could have actually given us some more valuable numbers. It seems to me that there are a very small number who are against the dog beach and a huge number of people who are very passionate about wanting to keep the beach as it is. I wonder why the mayor isn't here. I think it's a shame. It's her issue. I think she should have been here to at least listen to what everybody has to say. I think we're in danger of sounding a little mean and somewhat pathetic over this issue, and I don't want the council and the fine people here tonight to overreact to what a few people seem to have said. And in fact, I'd actually like you to think about growing the dog beach and taking it to Olive Street and making it a little bit bigger, because it's too small.
Good evening.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Let's make sure that all speakers have a chance, and try not to interrupt, please. Contain yourself. I know it's a passionate matter, but please, let's see that we can hear from everybody.
Good evening. My name is Gary. I'm a resident of Costa Mesa. Been a resident of Orange County almost my entire life. This seems like a very drastic and broad stroke in what could be a very narrow issue with a very narrow solution. I took the time in getting here early, read through the 47 pages that were printed out, and amongst the very few emails of concerned, it seems to be immediate homeowners, their complaints were surrounding two issues, parking and poop. And the first issue of parking, I think one is not unique to Newport. Certainly any resident or visitor is aware of that. And we don't, shut down the beach because people are showing up. I don't think we should shut down the dog beach because parking is bad. I think that there's other alternates. Shortening the time on the meters, charging more the meters may be a solution to narrowly solve the problem in front of us. Secondly, the poop. I think I'm echoing a lot of the sentiment expressed how if we're not enforcing the laws we have now, why are we extending into county land and doing their job over there? None of the dog owners want poop on the sidewalk, want poop on driveways. We do our best to police our own, and if the police would like to assist in the enforcement on the sidewalk, on the driveways, I'm sure that would be welcomed by a lot of people in this room. But let's address the problems we see and the problems that we have in the most narrow strokes we can before we knock out what's a gem of Newport Beach. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Lear. I've grown up in Corona Del Mar 41 years, so I feel like I can speak for the public. Not a lot of people could say that. This is the second time I've come to a meeting, which is kind of scary, even being a theater major, but it's important. These are important issues. I spoke up for the peninsula when you guys wanted to build a resort on the peninsula where there's no parking, and it didn't happen. And so I'm very happy that I spoke. So today I'm here again for an important issue. Pets are so important. I know that. I have a business that takes care of animals. Most of my clients don't have two-legged children. They have four-legged children, and they mean everything to them. It's a billion-dollar industry. There's not many things around nowadays that you can do for free. It's too bad. So when a family can get together and go to the beach with their two-legged and their four-legged, that is a huge fun day. Having this proposal of having dogs off-leash and putting them on leash is not a good idea. Dogs are aggressive when they're on leash. I've seen it many, many times. Please keep the beach for the dogs. No one's using that area. It's a Disneyland for the dogs and for the people, and it keeps the community together. It keeps us all united as one. And these days, there's not many things that can keep us outside, healthy, walking, and together. Our four-legged children are important. The second issue that I think is important, and I know there'd be a lot more people, there are a lot of people here, but having 48 hours before a meeting, that's not enough time for people that have two-legged children. So I know there are a lot more people that wanted to come and speak, and that needs to be addressed at least a week in advance, because that's a little sneaky to only have 48 hours. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Karen Miller. I'm terrified of public speaking, so I just want to get this over with. My husband and I moved here about 1.5 years from Connecticut to Newport Coast. And for the first time in my life, I haven't been working, and I wasn't making friends or meeting people or really getting out much at all until I adopted 2 rescue dogs. And luckily I found this little dog beach. We did go to Huntington Beach, but there was always a problem with parking. I've seen dog fights at Huntington Beach. I've never seen a dog fight at the Newport Dog Beach. I've never seen poop. I've never had an issue parking. If I did see poop, I would pick it up. I don't care if it's somebody else's. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm getting off track. Yeah, it wasn't until I found this little beach that I actually started meeting people. This little beach is where I found my orthopedic surgeon, where I found my dentist, where I found my hair people, my nail people, you know. I mean, and a lot of these businesses were small businesses, so I suggest that, you know, this little beach might bring in a lot more revenue than you can imagine to the town of, to the city of Newport. And I just think that parking is always a problem at any beach, dogs or no dogs. It's going to be a problem, period. You know, it's just that, you know, there's regulation, there's regulating and there's over-regulating, and I think there's a fine line sometimes. And, you know, the more you over-regulate, you know, you slowly chip away at people's freedoms and people's happiness. So please, please, please just really consider what you're really doing here. The implications are probably farther reaching than you can imagine. Thank you.
My name is Kevin Burke. I live on the Balboa Peninsula, and I've been living there for 8 years now. I just want to go back to the staff report because that was the suggestion made to you. And if you look at what the staff report was that there was an issue with dogs coming up off the beach onto the sand there and still being off leash. That was kind of the issue. And I think before you can, you know, make a judgment like you're going to have to do today, you should really start to look at some sort of preventative things that you could do. Some people that don't go there a lot or don't know would go down there and not see a sign from that point where we're looking at this screen and go all the way down the way back up. They don't see any sign. That whole river wall of maybe 300 yards doesn't once say, just a reminder, put your dog on leash, you're coming back to Newport Beach. If there would be some signs there, you could make a preventative thing to help that complaint, which is the staff report's point on why you should allow enforcement that's spilling over to prevent dogs from being off leash coming back in. Go Dog Beach.
Hi, my name's Carl Ballard, and we live on the Balboa Peninsula. And first I'd like to thank staff. I think they do a terrific job at the city. There's a lot of talent here at the city and the engineering and the planning departments. One of the things that's a misnomer is people keep saying Dog Beach when you really look at this, it's not even a beach. I mean, it's a sandbar. And the rocks that they're talking about are riprap. I mean, it's the base at the end of the river that leads into the ocean. So when the dogs are out there, I mean, most of the time it's covered with water if there's any water in there. The dogs love it here. I think it's self-policing in this area. We are short of parking. I can't name the number of times that I brought my dog down here and had to turn around because there's no parking, and you try to explain that to a dog. I think one of the things that you should consider is turning around this point. You see all the people in the audience, and if I were to ask people to raise their hands on how many people are pro having this dog beach, I mean, pretty much everybody could raise their hand. I think the issue here really is someone needs to move forward on making this an official dog beach, quite frankly. I think that's the direction you should go. When you look at something like this, you know, you have to travel 4.5 miles to the north to go to the Huntington Beach Dog Park. You know, it's another 4 to 5 miles to the Costa Mesa Dog Park. Now, we do have one right here at City Hall, but it's totally different bringing a dog here in a fenced-in area where it's fake grass versus being here on the beach. I would highly recommend, you probably already have gone out there, go out there on any nice weekend. You know, this Saturday's gonna be nice. You know, you get the dogs out there. It's an unusual area because you can throw a tennis ball up into the river if it's flowing, and the dog will run out and try to chase that ball all the way to the ocean. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and the other dogs just jump in, and they just have a lot of fun. So I would really encourage you to turn it around and look at the issue of maybe all these people have a point. Maybe we should make this another dog park. Thank you.
April, and I'm here on behalf of my dog Jameson. We live in Costa Mesa off of 18th Street, so we always wake up every morning, like early, and walk to Dog Beach every morning because Jameson, our dog, always is the first one up and wants us. He knows every morning that we're going to go to Dog Beach. He's like up super early. He's super excited to go. And we always bring like a Frisbee for him, our doggy bags, and a bottle of water for him because he's always so thirsty. He loves it. He gets his exercise in for the day, and he loves being in the water. He'll be out there for days just swimming. He loves it. He has a group of friends he hangs out with all the time. We have a good sense of community. Everyone's really friendly. All the dogs get along. I've never seen a dog attack each other. They're all friends. And we always pick up after our dogs. Doggy bags are with us like all the time. So, obviously Jameson loves the beach, and I don't want to take it away from him. He loves being in the water. Obviously he doesn't have a voice, so I'm here to voice my opinion for him. So I would just keep things the way it is and not change it at all. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean Moran. Recently relocated back here from San Diego. About 6 months ago, I started living in Huntington Beach, and now recently Costa Mesa. In the next 3 weeks, I'll be calling Newport Beach home. When I lived in San Diego with my dog, before I came back up here, I had the chance of going to the Corona Del Mar Dog Beach that a lot of people have spoken about. That dog beach is very unique, very similar to this one. The only comparison we can really do here is in our county. So if we're looking at Huntington Dog Beach and the Costa Mesa the Newport Dog Beach, there is actually a difference with the way dogs can interact in the water. I have a Siberian Husky. Her name is Hyperlink. Much like this gentleman's shirt says, he can't keep calm because he has a Siberian Husky. My dog really does have to get out there and really expend a lot of energy. She is scared of some of the bigger waves that the Huntington Dog Beach actually brings on shore. And I mean, after all, it is Surf City over there, so I mean, that is a good thing. Over here in Newport Beach, we really enjoy that river jetty and being able to throw those tennis balls and not have to deal with dogs actually drowning, so to speak, because the water levels in the sandbar keeps it perfectly safe. Everyone is a community member here. I believe we all support each other. A lot of people have really made some great, beautiful connections. And I really hope you guys do try to flip around this issue. We really do look to extending it to Olive Street, making it unenforceable in between there, and just kind of as a little leeway. Maybe going past Olive Street, I think we would really start dealing with some residences and respecting their testimony, but I haven't really heard any opposition speak yet, but I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for your time.
Hello, my name is Vivien Hyman, and I'm a resident of Newport Beach. I'm also a dog owner. I have 2 Shih Tzus, and I don't think they're actually real dogs, but my husband loves them. This is my front yard, or that's my view. I'm Dog Beach, and we used to live in Huntington Beach, half a mile from the Huntington Dog Beach. We took our Shih Tzus there a few times, but there is no control when you let your dog off leash. You lose 100% control of your dog. I'm also a runner. I've been chased by dogs, where I've jumped fences. My daughter has, a dog has run up to her. He didn't attack her, but I was close enough to her where I could grab the dog by, excuse me? Okay. I was close enough to grab the dog by the collar. I don't think the dog was going to attack her, but you never know. Dogs should be fenced in because you can't control them. They're dogs. My dogs are always on leash. We actually don't go to the dog park, or sorry, Dog Beach, because the water is runoff. I don't go in there. I don't let my daughter go in there, and so I wouldn't let my dogs go in there. I feed them really good food. I take them to the vet. I wouldn't let them in there. We have laws because we need them, and we have the leash law because we have to protect people and our families and children. It's the same reason why we can't text and drive, because we can sometimes kill people. So, sorry. Everyone that goes to this dog beach and lets their dog off leash is breaking the law. And they're here today because they want to continue to break the law. But we're just asking everyone to follow the law, because we're the ones that, this is my community, this is where we live. I can't open my garage door, I can't open up my front door without monitoring everywhere, because I'm afraid a dog is going to come in and attack me. It's true. No. I'm going to need extra time because...
Listen.
No, this is not my opinion.
Excuse me a second. You know, I have listened to all of you. This lady's listened to all of you. Let's listen to this person too, and keep your mouth shut. Thank you.
Thank you. I've had dogs run into my garage. We only have the one now, but we have more coming, and I can't always, if I had 3 kids, I couldn't hold all my 3 kids. I should be able to feel safe in my neighborhood, my community. I should be able to walk out my front door without stepping into dog poop, without having to worry about a dog coming up and attacking my child. A St. Bernard killed a little dog. Big dogs sometimes get startled by little kids. And my Shih Tzu, my 10-pound Shih Tzu, has scratched me, has been startled, has bit me. You never know. And so when you have children and you have people going to the beach, it's everyone's obligation to make sure it's safe, because everyone should be able to go to the beach. But if...
Yeah, I give you a little more time because I interrupted, or they interrupted.
It's just that when your dog is off leash, you have no control over them. And you can run as fast as you want to try to get them if they're going to attack someone or run into traffic or go into someone's property. And so if you're not following the leash laws, then you're breaking the law. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Melissa Kretschmer. I'm super nervous. I wasn't planning to speak. First, I'm sorry people boo, because I do think we should respect everyone in here. And I'm sorry that you've had bad experiences with dogs, because it's terrifying. There's a couple things that I decided I want to talk about. First, the fenced-in concept. I recently had my dog attacked at the Costa Mesa Dog Park, which is fenced in. You can have it on leash or off leash. Everyone in there tells you do not bring in a leash dog, because they get protective of themselves, which I understand. If someone had me on a leash and someone ran up and started sniffing me, grabbing me, whatever, I would probably want to bite them too, so I get it. But my dog was taken down by the throat in a fenced-in park. I had to take her to an emergency room. I had to fight with the guy to pay me back for bills, which I don't have because my own medical stuff, and it was terrifying. So I can understand being terrified of your dog being attacked, especially children, because it does happen. No one can debate that it has not happened or that it might not happen again. But it's not a matter of a fence or a leash or off leash. It's a matter of training and the people that have their dogs. And I can attest that a lot of the people here, I've seen them at the park, and we do take good care of our dogs and we do train them. There's going to be some bad apples that maybe their dogs are the ones running in there, and I'm sorry for that. The second thing is, I also used to live there. That used to be my backyard. I lived on Olive Street. I've been here for 10 years, but I only lived there for a year and a half. That park was a huge blessing to my dog, who was partially blind. We used to walk there every day. I met trainers there that helped me learn techniques so that I could take care of him better. And I never had dogs running into my garage. I never had poop in my driveway. I know it does happen. I'm not discrediting her, because I guarantee things happen. But I just don't want a few bad experiences to take away from all the people that are having great experiences that are here today. And then I totally lost my train of thought, because I told you I was not planning to do this. I'm sorry about that. And then this lady asked me to please just touch base on the fact that there's also coyotes that are attacking children. Those are animals that do not get shots, they do not get trained. And if we take people away from regulating those, that could be a very much larger issue for families and for dogs. So please keep that in consideration when you are looking at closing this down.
Thank you.
Thank you for hearing me. My name is Dan Smith. I was an Orange County resident for a lot of years. I'm not used to crowds either, so bear with me. For many years I lived in Orange County. I recently relocated to Long Beach. I live within walking distance of Long Beach Dog Park. It's a beautiful park. The waves are minimal. I choose to get in the car and drive down and go to this beach. This beach, the parking is a pain at times. We pay for our parking. I'm sorry, I'm a proud father of 2 furry children, 4-legged. I don't have any 2-legged children. I think being a father or a parent to what children, whether they've got 2 legs or 4 legs, is similar. You know, and I'm sorry, there's children out there that misbehave. There's people who have dogs that misbehave. The people that are taking the time to take their animals to a park or to something like this to socialize. My experience, and I have a lot of friends in dog training and work with animal behavior, the people that take the time and have their dogs socialize with other dogs, their dogs are not the ones causing problems. It's the dogs whose parents keep them chained up all the time, that never give them any freedom, never give them any time to be a dog, to have time to play. They're the dogs that have behavioral issues. That's just my experience. Since I've been going to the beach, I'm a blue-collar worker, high school educated construction worker. I've made friends with doctors, lawyers, police officers, an FBI agent. They all come to our house for barbecues now. We all met at Dog Beach. And we wouldn't have that. Our dogs socialize. It's a great community. And I'm sorry, too, for somebody who's had something, but again, you can't judge it. What do you do with your 2-legged kids that are misbehaved, you know? If I walk out of my house and I see dog stuff on it, I had to put a fence in my yard because people's dogs were untrained and they would poop in my yard. When I go to the beach, I pick up after myself, I pick up for another dog if I see it. It's going to be anywhere you live, you know? And you have something there that as a majority, we care about it, we look out for each other. And I hope a few bad people and a few bad experiences, as bad as they are, don't. You know, my dad used to always tell me, if you got something that works, don't fix it. This works. Don't try to fix it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Pierre Bertolino. I'm a 50-year resident of Newport Beach. I live at 7310 West Oceanfront. I'm in favor of the MOU. There's a lot of passion around here about the dogs. I'm a dog owner. I've owned dogs since I was 3 years old. I have a lab mix right now, and we want to go to the river jetty. If that is illegal to have dogs in there, off leash or on leash, so when the county comes down, and they have come down to enforce the county regulations, that means nobody can be there. I think this is a compromise, and if we go with the MOU, we can all come down and use that beach legally. As it stands now, when the county is called and they come down, nobody's supposed to be in there. Everybody can be cited. And lots of times, when they have come down, they've removed everyone from that beach. I think this is a great compromise that you guys have gotten together with the county to make it legal to bring dogs in there. And I'm in favor of bringing dogs in there. So I'm in favor of the MOU. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Diana Brooks. I'm a 55-year resident of Newport Beach, and my parents moved here when I was about 4 years old, and we were a sleepy beach community. We didn't have a lot of regulations back then, and it's just unbelievable to me now that they are considering more regulations. And nobody goes to this beach, and there's miles of beach. I've grown up going to all these beaches all my life. We've been rescuing Labradors for 30 years now. I have 3 daughters, and I have 3 Labradors right now. And they go to that dog beach almost every day of the week. And they're the happiest dogs in the world because they get to swim and they get to play with a lot of other people's dogs that are here today. And I'm very, very grateful for that. And we'll continue to rescue Labradors, I'm sure, until our dying day. But I wasn't planning to speak tonight, and it's been 2 times that I've been here in the last few weeks. I was also here for the airport issue. But you know, a time comes when you feel very passionate about something and you want your voice to be heard. And I want my voice to be heard and everybody else here, and also my dog's voice to be heard. And I just think that it's time that we stop over-regulating what's going on in this neighborhood. We're going to have nothing left. Nothing left of that sleepy little beach community that I came down here and grew up in. And we're just asking for a small little piece that's a sandbar where people and their dogs can enjoy themselves. And it's, you know what? The bottom line is, it's a choice. It's a choice if you want to take your dog down there. It's a choice if you don't want it. It's a choice if you want to sit on the beach here. You can go sit on the beach somewhere else. We live in America. It's a free country. So this is a choice. And please let it continue to be our choice to freely take our dogs down there and enjoy the time with them and as a community. Thank you for your time.
You know, I'm reminded by some of the comments here recently. There's already a law, both the county and the Newport Beach, that says no dogs on the beach, period. So we're not talking about regulating, we're talking about whether we should recommend to the city council that they enter into, one, an enforcement agreement with the county of Orange so that we are regulating and enforcing the law of no dogs on the beach unleashed for all of that area, and from 10 to 4:30 on that period of time. And Laura, is that correct? The MOU would still apply the 10 to 4:30?
No, the county rules would apply as they stand right now. So to change those rules, we would need to work with the county to change that. And what the community is asking for is that to be changed to allow for off-leash.
Yes.
Off-leash.
So the hours you're referring to refer to city beach dog regulations.
But there is no, in fact, in Newport Beach, there's no off-leash.
You are correct, sir, with the exception of our dog park here at the Civic Center.
And only because it's not enforced. I realize the city center one, but there's no beach area that is permitted off-leash.
Correct.
Okay, so we're not, that's an ordinance that already exists, and we're looking to whether we're going to enter into this agreement to enforce with the county that. And we'll ask the county and our own control officers a little more detail because I'm not sure I'm clear on what they indicated in terms of cost. Because I don't think there's any. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, I'm happy if you want to go ahead and ask them now.
No, no, you go ahead.
Okay. My name is David Granoff. I am a 32-year resident right at the river jetties, and I am a dog owner.